At the bottom left, we have the MTW Terran player. He is on 1 win, 2 losses. He was able to take out Flash, lost against Ryang and Seed though. Yes.
SuperNova.
See, even Street Fighter voice messed it up.
Yeah, even Street Fighter voice. Well, SuperNova has to win. If he loses now, he's out. If he wins, he can still hope for a tiebreaker situation, but he needs a win for the 2-2 score. He's up against the FXO player, starting to the top right. He won a game against Ryang, lost against Flash. Both matches against Terran. This is his 3rd in this matchup. He is...
FXO Sirius.
Loves that oversupply. He's done it in all of his games so far.
Serious business.
Named himself after the Harry Potter character.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who didn't know that. Well, we're going to see a Command Center first against a Hatchery first, it's starting to look like.
Yeah, with the 15 supply that he has, he will definitely head down the choke point and go for the hatch first. And, well, at this point right now, Sirius showed us a lot of strategies that evolved around him hitting some kind of timing. The 10 pull that we had earlier was designed to take out Flash, then he went for this double Roach Warren build against Ryang. So I could definitely see him preparing for a similar strategy, not following this up with a straight up macro game, but trying to hit some kinds of timing. Maybe with Roach Baiting, maybe one of these wing attacks that we had, maybe even something crazy. Might go for some kind of Nidus network build. I don't really see it happening, but it's a possibility.
It's entirely possible. You're so right. Never count it out. I mean, look at what happened to Life. Look where he's been.
Yeah.
So, SuperNova, though, is playing his Command Center first really safely. Actually, this is becoming what seems to be the new norm, is to make your Command Center actually as part of your wall. Some people were doing it in the past because they felt like, oh, it's a little bit too risky, but usually most people still put it on the low ground. But I've noticed in the past few days, in the Up and Down specifically, people are really putting that Command Center on the high ground to make the wall. There's also, I feel this is a response to a resurgence of, well, players like Life, and just a ton of players are going for early pools suddenly. The metagame has shifted slightly.
Not only the early pool, the thing is that if you really go for this massive circling aggression at roughly 15 Harvester supply, you can do so much damage. And yeah, it's definitely, as you already said, it's Terran players adapting to the current metagame in this matchup. Because Zerg just tries to play much more aggressive. We've seen these circling attacks done by Lenok months ago, but Lenok hit a different timing and was still able to put on pressure. Life is playing it even more aggressive a bit earlier. Just changing those timings up confuses Terran players, and they try to adapt, try to play it a little bit safe, and this is exactly what we see here. So now Sirius is trying to chase the SCV away. He was scouted and he's getting gas. He's still mining a bit of gas, not too much, only 1 drone in the extractor, getting speed though.
The SCV saw the gas mining. He knows exactly what is going on. He knows that he pulled out, or at least at the very least he pulled out for a while. He wants to check again, but unfortunately for him will get taken out. The next turn he makes, boom. And Sirius also in the know right now with his floating overlord. He knows the wall position.
Sirius still has all the options here. 27 drone supply, still getting a little bit of gas. Could also head into a fast lair on this map. We've seen timings with Mutalisks on this map. A lot of players will decide to go for the infestation pit. He plays it straight up in this game though. No timing that he's trying to hit. He's going straight for the 3rd base.
Yep, and he has pulled, he's pulled the same out as earlier. He hasn't put any more back in just yet. So he may start a lair right now when he hits 100 and go into Mutas, but that's not necessarily what he wants to do. He's kept this one in for so long. And now he's totally pulled out. Okay. Well, he pulled out again for a second. Now he's got 3 R8. Now he's going to tech finally.
You know, for me, this is just a very funny situation. I mean, we have not a lot going on the map right now, so I had another look at the standings. And if SuperNova now wins against Sirius, Ryang takes down Flash, then Sirius has to win against Seed in the last game. All of these players would be on a 2-2 score.
Well, for Sirius to beat Seed, that would be pretty tough. But I mean, all of those things have to happen the exact same way.
Yeah. If you think about it,
cloak here, by the way.
That would be one long night, Wolf. Yeah, a long, long night.
That certainly would.
A fake Caduceus, well, a fake cloak here with the Caduceus reactor that he started. So the Overlord gets in and sees it. We have an evolution chamber completed for Sirius.
I have a solution for the 5-player tie. You roll a die, and if it lands on 1, then you just roll again. But all the other players are assigned a number, and then you roll the die until 2 non-1s are landed, and then those 2 people go to Kodes, and everybody goes home happy. This Hellion attack is quite large, but the thing is there's not very many drones at the 3rd base. He's transferring a few over now, but there's only 4 mining right now, and he's got the queens and spines even going up right now.
Yeah, 3 queens are too much, but the Banshee is doing damage. Banshee is starting to do some damage here at the natural.
He's forced Spore Crawlers as well. Without Cloak, this is not going to be useful to him, really.
Blue Flame is now coming up for SuperNova.
Yeah, he is going into a mech composition with his double factory at this point.
Mech is a great style on this map. Has been around for a long time. You can play Bio, you can play Mech.
A lot of players like MVP like to really add Banshees into their mech compositions on this map. But without Cloak, I don't know how much he really wants to actually commit to that. Lair is coming up here for Sirius. He used that gas from earlier to get his 1-1 upgrades, which is going to be way ahead of SuperNova since he's going for mech. He doesn't have his armories up yet.
As you already said, the Hellion attack did not do a lot of damage. He didn't kill a single Harvester. We have now Banelings coming up, but here, once again, in the middle of the map are all these Hellions, and that's a lot of them. There are 15, and he's getting even more, and he's heading in. This is the most horrible scenario. It always makes me rage a little bit inside when I see it. The wall was set up with a double evolution chamber, but he doesn't identify the threat and doesn't close the gap, and now he's in dire straits.
Yeah, he's going to lose every drone here. And he's going to even lose some queens.
Oh god, he just lost 25 workers.
And it's not over yet.
Yeah.
He can break through this, I feel. He's going back in here to look for more drones. There's hardly any left.
Yeah, he's just killing everything. He's killing drones, he's killing Zerglings, he is killing Sirius. Yeah. Another set of Hellions is now also in. He's even killing units at the 3rd base. He killed 27 workers already, and there are more Hellions. SuperNova just continues to produce Hellions, and now he can walk down the ramp again if he wants to.
Yeah. He's basically only facing Lings, so whenever he fights those, he gets a pretty good trade as well. That was pretty nasty. The drones need to get pulled. He pulls them in the correct direction. He will save most of these.
The Harvester count is 34 against 55 in favor of the Terran player.
And when you're going for a mech composition, if you have that kind of lead, you're going to be pretty happy about it. Units lost, about 30% more loss for Sirius. A lot of Hellions did go down there. That's why the supply is not too drastically different. But at the end of the day, these Lings that he made on the map are not drones, and they're not going to be useful. What's he going to do with those? Yeah. Run into a wall with Blue Flame Hellions and be like, I wish I didn't make this many Zerglings.
He's just now adding the Roach one, and it's so late. It's really, really late in order to face this composition. He's losing Hellions again. Yeah, there are a lot of Zerglings though, but in the end now even the Viking is working at the Overlords, trying to supply block Sirius. The FXO player is certainly facing a huge problem here. It's called SuperNova, and the Terran player is not kidding around. He's going for Cloak now. He's going for +1/+1 for his mech army. Thors and tanks are being added. He's taking the 3rd base, and he can.
Oh, the Hellions come in again. He is not ready. His Lings are out of position. They're off creep. He's going to lose so many more Harvesters. Nice pulling this time, though, and actually traps the Hellions. So this time, this is a good trade for Sirius. It's one step in the right direction.
I'm not so sure if the switch into the Spire attack is going to be the right choice.
Yeah, I mean, there are already Thors on the way, and this is the most predictable switch.
The problem is, if you really want to make this happen, it can work if you have a huge bank. You can overwhelm your opponent if he only has a tank, a Thor or 2, maybe 3, and you have a massive amount of Mutalisks. Then yeah, you can take him down. With a good magic box, you can kill him. But now we only have 500 gas so far, and we have the first Thor already out on the map. The problem is going to be, will SuperNova scout it? If he scouts it, I feel we have a lot more Thors, and he's already building missile turrets.
Yep. Taking out a ton of Lings here, by the way. That was a completely shut down run by. That was so many resources lost, and all the larva that goes into that as well. How many Thors is he going to make? He's making right now the 2nd one. He just started it. He's got turrets going up as well. The Mutalisks, he's not making them. He's actually getting Carapace. Now he starts 5, but they're just not going to really accomplish anything, I don't think. They're going to... Actually, the best part about these Mutalisks is they will stop Hellions and drops, so there's not going to be any drops in Hellions, probably not in this match, but If there were, that would help him, and also just to keep Hellions off queens like this, they could use him for that, but that's about it.
I want to talk about this armor upgrade. I really love that he's going for armor. Well, now we have to deal with the Hellions first. They're sneaking in again, the Mutalisks are out, so now he can shut down the Hellion aggression. But he needs to be a little bit faster, he's losing too many units in the main base.
Yeah, he's losing more drones now. Oh, this has been brutal.
And it doesn't stop. 41 Harvesters killed in this game, 42 now. Okay, but coming back to the original point, the armor upgrade is actually ingenious. If you are facing a Marine army, then yes, you can rely on the attack upgrade because you want to go in, do damage, and get away. But with the range that Thors have, you will not be able to dodge all the Thors and all the missile turrets. So if you go for the armor upgrade, because the Thors have 4 shots, you reduce the incoming damage by so much, it's really worth it to get the armor upgrade here instead of the attack upgrade.
Yeah, this is a chip actually for newer players. When you have the armor upgrade, it's better against attacks that are smaller in damage but are rapid, like 4-time attacks like the Thor attack. They're good against Marines, for example. When you have a ton of Marines to do a little bit of damage, the armor gets multiplied that way. That's why Zealots are so good when you get those armor upgrades.
And now we have a lot of drones for Sirius because he wants to catch up.
He's going to 96 drones.
Yes, 4 bases, 96 drones. If he, yeah, that might work. But still,
it's a risk, but he's got to take risks right now.
The problem is that we have SuperNova moving out now.
And this is not normal. Normally wait for Max, but he wants to move out now, and this is going to be a big problem for Sirius.
Well, he will nearly be on 2-2 when this army hits. He gets the additional Thors. Those Mutalisks are, of course, a bit of a pain, but he's like, yeah, well, you're going to kill a few supply depots, but I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. The Mutalisks are not really enough here. Well, he doesn't repair the turrets right away, but there's 2 there. And this is a big problem. All those drones he just made are having to run away. He may lose some of them here.
The supply is about to be even, but the thing is, this army composition is just horrible. And Sirius knows that those Mutalisks won't be able to do a lot. That's why he doesn't even head back. He's trying to do more damage at the bottom right. Bottom left.
They're coming back, though. But you're so right. They're not going to be able to accomplish much here.
Look at these Banshees. Too many.
Too many Banshees. We talked about this earlier on. Banshees are added into this composition on this map a lot. The Thors try to protect the tanks in the back. He's got a lot of SCVs with this for repairs as well. And I think Sirius is going to fall apart here. He's going to lose his base. The Banshees, rather the Mutalisks, are not even able to pick off a siege tank at the back.
The siege tanks need to move forward, though.
Yeah, they definitely do. They're a little bit exposed back there.
If he stretches the army out too much, then Sirius will get his chance to use the Mutalisks to his advantage. Not really happening thus far. Maxing out on roaches again. SuperNova is actually falling back. He's not trying to do more damage. He's falling back with his army, or is he moving in again? He's taking a base to left
the Mutas.
side. The Mutas, yeah,
they're not too useful at this point, but you don't want to lose them like that. Now, the Thors here are not going to be the best against roaches, but with all the repair and the upgrades, +2 for these roaches was not done. He should have waited a few more seconds, I feel.
2-2 is done for the Thors, and Thors is, yeah, that's
GG.
it.
There was no reason to go in at that moment. I feel that the base was already dead. The only thing he was protecting was his Roach Warren, and SuperNova, look at him there, man. He really wants to be in CODES. He's representing MTW, a foreign team. He wants that NST award. And Sirius, man, he lost that game. He couldn't keep control over his drones. The Hellions did way too much damage.
Yep. SuperNova being on 2-2. SuperNova being on 2-2 right now. We have Sirius on 1 win, 2 losses. The same as Ryang. Same as Ryang. That's it. And the next game is going to be another Terran versus Terran. This time we have Ryang up against Flash. If Flash wins, then he's in CODES. And, well, if Ryang wins, then we have all of them on 2 wins and 2 losses.
I thought that Seed also had to lose to Sirius for that to happen, though, at the end.
Seed to Sirius. Now, yeah, Sirius would have to win against Seed for that to happen, you're right.
Yeah. So, 2 more matches, and then everything could start all over again.
Well, there are 2 scenarios. There's a scenario that we have like a 3-way tie. Doesn't matter. For now, Ryang against Flash. If Flash wants to go to CODES right now, immediately he has to win. Yeah, that's definitely true. Okay. Yeah. And then the last game is going to be Seed against Sirius. That's right.
The map for this Terran vs. Terran is going to be a big one. It's going to be Whirlwind, a very large map for TVT. We could have a long positional game here. We'll see. Ryang, like I said, he's the careful TVT player. He likes to just stay calm, get himself out there, move out carefully. Flash in this matchup is a little bit more aggressive, but he's a macro Terran. That's what he's known for.
And Flash is next to Seed the only one who can get into Code S without depending on the help of others. So Seed later against Sirius, no matter what Flash and Ryang are going to do right now, if Seed wins later on, he will advance to Code S. Sirius has to win if he wants to end up in a tiebreaker. And well, for Flash and Ryang, the same situation is true. Ryang, both of them need a win. If Ryang loses, he's 1-3 in the group and definitely out. The game about to start, Terran versus Terran, Flash against Ryang. There we have them. To the right side, the KT also player. To the left side, Slayers Ryang.
There's the ruler, you guys saw it for a second.
Yep, Flash with his ruler, always measuring where he wants to put his keyboard, his mouse pad and his mouse.
He used to not have a clear ruler. I like the clear one though, it's a little bit more stylish.
Well, the map is loading. It is Whirlwind. It's a huge map for Terran versus Terran.
Yeah, this could be a long one, but it all depends on the build orders here. We could have Gas first versus Command Center first. Anything is possible in this matchup. This is the Up and Down matches. Group D, Flash against Ryang, cast by Caldor and Wolf.